Welcome back to another episode of Last One y Nos Vamos.
Yes, guys, welcome back to another episode.
My name is Margarita. You can find me on TikTok and on Instagram as your favorite Margarita.
And my name is Lorenzo. They call me Lenchito. Margarita over there does.
Hey.
And you can follow me at Last One y Nos Vamos or Rootless Clothing.
Yes, sir. And we want to welcome everybody back. Any new folks that are around here, any new subscribers.
Yes, welcome subscribers.
Yes,
Nice
guys.
to meet you, I guess.
We're back in our regular set now.
Yeah.
Last week, we want to thank the guys from Bueno, Rex, Saul, and Hans for being here.
Mhm.
We appreciate you guys. Tons, guys. Tons. But what an eventful day it was.
An eventful? Why? You were nervous or what?
Well, I mean, on top of that, I was already nervous. But let me tell you guys, let me just give you guys a little quick snippet and then just jump in, Lenchito, so you can. So, so you tell them the part, when you found out that, what was going to happen.
Oh, that we were going to have bueno? Excitement.
That we weren't going to have them?
That we're going to have.
Oh, that we were. No,
Yeah.
So we were excited, like we were looking forward to this for like a month in advance. I can't even remember, maybe like a little bit longer or less. But that morning, like I don't even know what time it was, but that morning, how is it that you even found out that they were going to cut off the electricity?
Because the owners, what's it called? The property owners. Property owners.
Mm-hmm.
They came over and said that they had to do something with the electricity.
I know. And out of all freaking days, they decided to work on it that day.
Yes, but I guess I didn't know you were going to this route, but I guess you can say it because as people can probably learn something, because somebody was getting a little iffy, thinking more on the negative side.
Of course, because there's a lot going on.
But no matter what, we still pull through it.
Mm-hmm.
Even there was little hurdles going through, but you could just gotta think outside the box sometimes.
Yes. So Lenchito came up with the bright idea. So, Lenchito came up with a bright idea to just get an extension cord and then just hook it up with our neighbors. But yeah, guys, aside from all of the obstacles and little hurdles that we had to go through that last week, it was we had a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. We had a lot of learning. How would I say? We learned a lot of things. And I feel like I made a couple of mistakes, myself. I forgot to turn on the lights in the back. So if you guys didn't notice, the video was a little bit blurry on our end, but on the guys' end, like it was fine. I don't know why. But yeah, the camera was a little bit off.
Because it's bueno, they shine. Outshine, that's why. And we were basically, a little dim on our side, but it's all good.
Yes,
we did have a great time, great topics that you came up with.
Mm-hmm.
Margarita.
And the little segment that I did.
Yeah. Well, topic segments, that's what I meant. Hopefully, the new subscribers liked it. And, we know and we're aware that some of you or a lot of you are in because Bueno came over.
So I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Participated. But hopefully we can keep on growing with you guys.
Absolutely.
So comment down below what you guys would like to speak about here in this podcast. We're willing to, as long as we're, comfortable. It's comfortable word really that we want to use.
Or that we're gravitated to the topic.
Correct.
Pretty much.
There you go.
Yes, sir. So yes, guys. So welcome to your new casita if you're new here. Appreciate you guys. Okay, Lenchito, what you got for us?
I don't have anything.
Nothing?
I just have stuff that's coming up in the social media world.
You're just gonna sit here and look pretty?
Whoa. No, I can't do that. That doesn't go in my league. But
Dele.
Somebody that is probably pretty for some people is, I woke up at 5 a.m. to the news that Kara G had to make a landing. Well, not herself, right? Her airplane.
An emergency landing?
An emergency landing from Burbank to Van Nuys. You know how far that is?
It's like 15 minutes.
There you go. Yes. So basically they went up in the air and they had to land back onto the airport.
Emergency landing. That's crazy though. Like, why not just drive?
Why? She was going out. Like, she was going out of town. Like,
like she was leaving.
She was going out, but that was an emergency landing. So basically, for the viewers, or not the viewers, the listeners, for you can get vision is that it was only 20-30 minutes apart.
Mhm.
So technically speaking, they went up in the air and they had to
Mhm.
come back down.
That's crazy. And they said, like, I guess they noticed that the airplane was smoking, no?
From the
Dang,
cabin.
that's crazy. Did she have a concert here or something? ¿O quién
No,
sabe?
she was going, or she did go to Guatemala. She was going all the way over there on that airplane that was going to be probably who knows what, but you know,
Dang.
thankfully she made it to the concert, I believe.
Mhm.
That's what I've seen.
She made it safe.
Yeah, but they were even showing her, like, you know, hugging the people that were with her. I think there was like 16 people on that airplane.
Oh, there's a lot of people then.
Mhm.
How scary. No, qué
But
miedo.
what's going on with these airplanes? Again, probably we've been hearing more lately about it, that, you know, these airplanes are having emergency landings.
Mhm.
But what's going on? Like, is there no OSHA for these airplanes, or or any technicians that be checking these airplanes correctly now?
They need
Because
to, I know I've been seeing a lot of videos about, like, you know, turbulence and that I don't know. It's just
turbulence.
scary. About turbulence and
messing up the freaking aircrafts.
yes, and
Mhm.
then like airplanes crashing, and I don't know. That's scary. But I'm still flying.
Well, see, you don't have a choice, because with you can't even go anywhere more than 6 hours away.
I'll
That's
stay local.
airplane or car too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, the car I can't. I have to be driving. I think I'll be
Pretty
fine if I
much.
drive. Yes.
Yeah, but I think this last time we went to Mexico, you guys were saying there was a horrible turbulence.
There was.
Pero yo estaba.
No, it was
dormido.
bad. I had never ever experienced turbulence that bad.
No?
Like, it was like the plane was shaking really bad, and then ¿cómo se dice cuando baja bien rápido el avión? It was really bad.
I'm guessing the air was pushing it down, or the weather.
I don't know what was going on, but I heard that I guess when it rains is when I guess that's when it's worse.
The
But I'm
clouds or
like,
whatever.
I don't know,
Or the
but it was
winds.
scary. But I'm still flying.
What goes through your mind then? Anything went through your mind at that moment?
No, I just held you a little
Really?
tighter. I think that's all I
Chale,
went.
that's
yeah.
the only way you can hold me tighter, huh?
Yeah.
By turbulence.
Because you're gonna save me.
Shoot, yeah, right. I think, honestly, now that you're saying that, I think that would be probably my goal.
What? To
Just
save
try
me?
to save you somehow, some way, cover
But-
you.
I mean, thank you, but I mean, I wouldn't want to put us in a situation like that or be in a situation like that.
Well, I know, but no matter what, it could happen, especially when you're traveling like
Well,
that.
actually, you did save me because you scooped me off my feet.
Oh, sheesh. But no,
Cheesy.
really. But
What?
really, like, I don't. Would I be nervous? Maybe a little bit, but I think I'll be more of your safe being. Or, you know, of anything. I would just be thinking of anything that I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we have a seatbelt.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I don't know.
So you'll try
Cover
to save
you
me
or something like that, you know?
And you know, I thought about that too. I'm like, I thought about doing, like, if we were in like situation like that, like I thought about like covering you.
No, pues
Vamos
esa,
a andar
esa
peleándonos.
cosita que me va a cubrir.
My arms, my love
Well,
for
see,
you.
but I'm just saying in general, what can you really cover me?
No, I know, but imagine we're gonna be fighting, trying to cover each other.
Probably, maybe.
No, you
But-
lay down. No, you lay down.
But you know, I don't know if you ever really seen these videos, but there's videos that show airplanes, like, technically speaking, they do like it's not a course, but they do like an experiment
Mhm.
to see where the airplane basically like gets the worst damage. You never seen those videos?
Oh yeah.
Where's the worst?
I guess I can't remember, but I know that they break it down by like the front, the middle, and the end.
Mm-hmm.
But they said that the front is the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Technically
pues,
speaking, it's mostly there.
Well, I mean, I'm guessing
like
because
mostly the weight. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Maybe what's the first thing that hits?
yeah. Well, yeah, because I mean, si va bajando un avión, pues va a pegar así, ¿no?
Yeah,
Me
most
imagino. Well,
likely.
depending whichever way it crashes.
Yeah, but that's what they
I
really
assume.
say as well. Like
Yeah.
it's the front, and then I think like you broke it down by the wings because they're engines. And you know what just happened lately was there Alaska where the whole door blew out, so it was right by the engines.
Yeah, and they were landing here in Ontario, que no?
Correct.
Oh, heck
Yeah.
no. That's crazy.
So would you pay the bucks to actually pick your seat now? now that we're speaking about this, you know?
I'm like, I don't give a damn. I'm sitting in the front. I'm gonna try to get it.
In the front?
I'm gonna be as close as I can to the front.
You're
I'm like,
trying to
I
get
don't.
a lawsuit or
I
what?
did not. Why?
Because that's the worst place to sit.
I don't care. I'm like, that way I don't have to be waiting. I'm like, just grab my stuff and go.
No, but I'm saying like for the emergency landings. Like, yeah, like you're basically going to pick your spot now. You're going to pay the extra money to be safe. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, I'll pay the extra money to sit in the front.
Dang, so you just
That's
want to
what I
pass
mean.
away. All right.
I mean, what are the chances of surviving a crash? I mean, while that
Scientifically speaking, they said that not in the front, but
not in the
that's
front,
what you want to go to.
In the back. I mean, it's how often does it happen? Who knows?
It happens often.
Yes,
honestly, I was looking into it, and you basically they break it down. So the website broken down every 10 days is where they give you the information. And like there's a lot, but we just don't really realize it or pay attention to it.
Yeah. And it's not like they're gonna put it out like in the news or like everywhere. Or
They
like on
do
their social media, like, hey guys, this plane crashed today.
They
by the
do,
way.
but it's
like
not
and subscribe.
It's not really out there, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think there was one, I believe it was Delta. The engine caught a bird and they had to make an emergency. I think it was in the February 16th. That's when it happened.
I've heard about that.
And there was like a bunch of smoke in the inside of the cabin. So they had to make an emergency landing as well.
I'm like, what is that bird doing all the way up there? Oh, probably
you
like when
mean?
they're going up. No, but I don't think they go up that high, do they?
Yeah, most
They
likely.
do?
Well, depending, but obviously that's their territory. We're invading it.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe like when you go, but I heard a lot that sometimes the birds go into the engine.
Well, they get sucked.
They get sucked in. So that's what makes the engine fail. That's scary.
Simon.
No, yeah. No, pero speaking of airplanes, it is Women's History Month. And since we're talking about airplanes, have you heard of Amelia Earhart?
Amelia Earhart. It
Amelia
sounds
Earhart?
familiar, but
No
que ahorita rings my bells now.
I heard the first time I heard about it was in school, but I can't remember, like a long time ago. But Amelia Earhart, she was the first female to fly across the Atlantic Ocean. And I don't know if she was the first woman to fly an airplane, but I know she was the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean by herself.
Okay.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't know if you know the whole story, but she was trying to fly across the globe and her airplane crashed.
Okay.
Yeah, and they never found her, but they believe that maybe there's several theories out there. Like there's a theory that, she pretty much just crashed into the ocean and of course, ya no se pudo encontrar.
Okay.
Another theory that they say is that she probably crashed into an island and pues ahí se quedó. But there's two interesting ones. There's one that supposedly Amelia Earhart was crashed but survived and was captured by the Japanese. And she was kept as a prisoner. So that's one of the theories.
But how is that if she was traveling to the Atlantic Ocean?
Not to the Atlantic Ocean. So that was when she flew across the Atlantic Ocean, like she made it fine. But she ended up she wanted to do pretty much maybe set another record and fly, around the globe or across the globe. Yeah. So they believe that she crashed there and, that she was captured. Oh, and people believe there's a photograph. It's in black and white, and people believe that she's in that picture. Because you can't really tell. I don't know if you can really tell, but she's like facing her back, like she's sitting down somewhere. Yeah, so people believe that that's her.
Okay.
And then there's another theory, like this one I heard it on Jumpers Jump. Do you know who they are?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Canadians.
Podcasters.
Yes,
I freaking love their podcast. Like they have the best. Like the way that they tell their stories, it's I love it. Like I want to be like them when I grow up.
Okay.
So check them out, guys. Go subscribe. They were saying that there's this theory that the airplane was gifted by her husband, and that
Ooh,
maybe
what if he did put a booby trap or something?
You know what? Maybe. Well, because by this time she was already very well
Very
known.
known.
She probably had a lot of money
That life
and a
insurance.
lot of assets. Yeah. And yeah, they were saying like, if she passes away, then they were in the Jumpers Jump. They were saying that, if she passed away, then they were going to get her assets.
Mhm.
That he was going to get her assets.
Mhm.
So that's another theory. So they're like, oh, maybe he set it up. So I don't know.
I see that happening. But I mean, hopefully she's safe and sound somewhere in the world here.
Yeah. And another thing that they were saying is that another theory that the Jumpers Jump said was that when going back to the Japanese one, that I guess they were like, oh yeah, like she's here with us, and that they made like I don't know if it was a postcard or a stamp with her on it, but people believe that she was still alive.
Dang.
Yeah, but other than that, happy Women's History Month.
Okay.
To all the women out there, all the hardworking women out there, all the moms, everybody. So, yes, let's celebrate.
Dang. Well, yeah. Happy History Month, Margarita.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, you talking about theories? Something else that came up with airplanes.
What?
And this has to do with the Earth is flat.
That the Earth is flat?
Everybody to their own.
What do you believe?
Look at piensen ustedes.
What do you think?
Si es round, si es flat, whatever you want to think about it, go for it. But this is a good theory. What do I think about it? I believe, I don't know. I don't really see us curving, even though it is possible because roads are not really straight. If you look at a map, wherever you go, it's really like you're curving. You're not really going a straight line.
Yeah.
So I can say that for that theory, maybe the Earth is curved. But the one que te tengo, I don't know if you want to say yours though. Is it flat or is it round?
I'm like, I don't give a damn.
You should give a damn.
Why should I care? I'm like, I'm living. As long as I'm living and I'm healthy, like I'm good. Like if it's round, okay, it may be round. Let it be round. If it's flat, let it be flat. It is what it is. If the Earth is flat and it wants to be thick, let it get a BBL.
Okay. Well, very good point. So this theory here for the whole flat and round people, whatever you want to believe, this is book. It's called 16 Emergency Landings.
Órale.
And this book basically goes with the theory that the Earth is flat because the way that, how they picture it from going, let's say, from point A to point B. If the Earth was really curved, there was no way that they would be able to land in that certain place. So there's 16 theories like that. So let's say, from Burbank to Van Nuys, right? If we know about it, it's basically from north to south. And let's say, I'm not saying, but I'm thinking Karol G was going to Guatemala. So obviously we know Guatemala, technically speaking, is south.
Okay.
Okay. But now imagine it if Burbank and Van Nuys, the landing more was basically like Ontario. So you wouldn't question yourself like, oh, why you made an emergency landing to Ontario when you're trying to go south. But that was the shortest point of the airport, right?
Yeah.
But technically speaking, not if it's curved, because you're basically going like this instead of going south.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No.
No? So picture is like they're making emergency landings and it's a straight line. It's not really curved because if it was curved, it would be basically, let's say, point A to point B, but it would be instead like this. It would be like that, not straight. So for them to actually make that emergency landing doesn't look realistically because it's not, if you really see it, it's not really a curve. It's a straight line.
I need pictures. I'm a visual learner.
You're a visual learner.
Yes.
Man. But that's the whole point.
Yeah.
That's the point. Like, you really got to think about it. These 16 emergency landings does not look like they're possible if the Earth is basically not straight, not flat.
Based on all the theories,
the theory and reality, the whole research,
and scientifically and
the whole research. So, with that being said, there's another theory that it's basically believed that I'm not saying it's flat, but that there's way more than what we know of. So there's after the Antarctica, there's probably more discoveries out there or more to discover.
Yeah, I don't know where I heard that supposedly like the glaciers, like the glaciers.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That there's something hidden in there. That's why that they're I don't know. Like there's like all these theories and I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. Like what if they've hidden if aliens have been so, kept a secret for so long, like what else is out there?
So you believe that could be a possibility?
Yeah.
I believe that one too. I think I believe that one more than being flat or round. I believe maybe there's something more out there than, after the glaciers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and my thing is like, does it matter if the Earth is flat or round? Like, what's like the big secret? Like, what's
I think
the big deal?
geographically speaking, yes, because if you're able to make it minimized, then you won't really think outside the box as like, oh, there has to be something more out there, or the Earth is flat. They've really been lying to us.
Yeah.
Another way that, theory of why the Earth is flat. Somebody traveled from north to south or south to north. So they were looking above them and looking at the stars.
Yeah.
So at one point, if the Earth is round, when you're traveling from south to north, you will believe that the star that you were looking at would be right above you, right? Yes. But it never happened. It was always further out. So that doesn't really seem that the Earth is round, because if the star never became above him, it was always in front of him.
I mean, if you're walking or if you're traveling, siempre te sigue the star. Like you can always, like if you look at a star, like it's always there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the same thing. That's what I'm saying. So the theory doesn't really make sense that why the star never moved above him.
I don't know. Maybe they had that. Maybe when they were when they were up in space, they were using the fisheye lens, so that's why it looks round.
That's a very good theory.
I don't know. I'm just being dumb.
No, but still, I mean, yeah, like it just sucks that we would never really know the truth. Maybe somebody out in the future will.
Yeah.
But, it'd be nice to know if the Earth was flat or was round.
Yeah, like the whole alien, like I was so happy when they finally said, hey, we have, there is, what do they call them? Non-human something. I don't know. No me acuerdo cómo dijeron, but when they confirmed that there's alien, I was like, yes. Finally.
Your experience can be possibly true.
I know. No, not possibly. It is true.
Oh, well, I'm just saying possibly because not everybody's going to believe you.
I'm like, been there, done that. Believe it or not. So really quick, Lechita, I have a question for you. Since we were talking about like, airplanes crashing. Yeah, I know we've moved past that already. But let's say, you had to survive, right? Your airplane crashed, you survived, and you're running out of resources, specifically food. Say we're traveling, it's you, me, my 3 sisters, my mom, and my dad.
Who am I eating first?
Who are you eating first?
The one que tenga las mejores piernas to make my trompo de al pastor.
Oh shit, I'm going first. Oh, but would you ever like consider that, or you're just gonna be like, nah? Would you actually consider eating
I think
somebody?
I will go back to the day of humanity, hunting their own food.
Hunting and humanity.
I think I will go that route. Try to survive my own self first or look for survival.
But what if it was like that movie, the Society of the Snow, where like they had no other resources?
But they did, but they just did it so late. Like a lot of days passed by when...
But that's because there was like it was storming and all of that. And
yes, correct. But I think they were waiting for people to come and look for them. And obviously they did, right? So, but what happened is that the helicopters didn't really see them. So they just got comfortable and they'll be back, they will be back. Yeah. Instead of like actually starting to look for a resource or see about, So for me, that would be mine. At the end of the day, if worst case scenario, if I have to eat somebody, I have to eat them. That's it. Well, there's no choice.
When I was watching the movie, they had the carne on their hands. I was like, oh.
So you're just going to starve to death?
I don't know. I guess I won't know. I guess we will know if, until, I mean, hopefully we're not ever in that situation, but if we do, I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know if I can. I mean, I guess when you're in that situation, it's just like, I mean, I'm pretty sure those people, they would have never thought like, "Oh, a ver si un día my plane doesn't crash and I'm stranded and have to eat somebody
Hmm.
else." It wasn't something that was planned. It was just survival mode. So, do
Hmm.
you think that, maybe we should, when we go on airplane or when we go traveling, like ir cargados con comida, even though the airplane, no puedes pasar comida after you go through security check. I mean, you can, right?
After
After
you go
that.
all the way in, is when you're able to.
But you can, like, with you when you check in your bags, you can, right? Like you
Yeah,
can take food in there.
underneath.
Okay. Like maybe paying extra for and then just pack one suitcase with food.
No.
You wouldn't do it?
No, because I just said it. I think my mind's survival mind. So it doesn't matter if we're an airplane, it doesn't matter if we're in land, it doesn't matter if we're in sea. Like I'm gonna try and survive.
My
That's my survival mode. It's like
uh-huh.
I'm sorry, but I think you need to be more survival theory here. Because what if something happens here? Like, what, you're just gonna stick around and wait as well as they did from the beginning?
I'll sacrifice myself so I wouldn't have
No.
to be like,
There's another theory, and I can remember. I think something about like the last blood or drop.
mm-hmm,
So I think scientifically they did it that they cut somebody up because he did I don't know if it was a murder, but he was sentenced to death.
mm-hmm,
Okay, so they told them like, hey, if we're able to cut you in some type of way and you're not able to feel any pain, are you willing to do it? And he agreed to it, right? And you're gonna see why I'm saying this.
yeah, I'm a bit perplexed right now.
Yeah, I know you might be lost, but this is what I'm going for. So he agreed to it because obviously, he had already the death penalty. So they did some cuts, but they did these cuts without really him losing all his blood,
Mm-hmm.
but they did it on him. So time goes by and he passes away. But technically speaking, the reason why I'm saying this is because they didn't really cut him to the way that, all his blood was going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
The way that it really worked, it was that they made him trick himself that he was basically losing all the blood. So the mind's so powerful that he died by just thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm trying to say. The mind is
Crazy.
so powerful
Oh,
that
heck
if you just
yes.
te quedas así, oh, I'm waiting. I think for me,
Mm-hmm.
I will become more crazy that way than
Mm-hmm.
instead of trying to be that survival mode. And you can tell, the mind's so powerful that technically speaking, I think I'd rather go out that way.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a toughy one.
Because if you're like thinking about it so much, like, oh, am I gonna be able to eat somebody? Well, then that means you ain't surviving.
Well, you say you'll protect me, so I'll be like, go get me some food. I'm hungry.
Protect you, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna be able to give you all the resources.
No, I know. I think we'll tag team.
Okay.
I know we will tag team y no nos vamos a quedar así sin hacer nada.
Well, hopefully that is true because what if I either can't walk or anything? You're
Mhm.
able to go hunt for us.
Yes. I feel like I can see myself hunting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. If worst comes to worst, honey, sacrifice me.
No,
You can eat me.
how am I gonna sacrifice you with no feet, no legs?
Hey, you can just
What am I
like
gonna do? Headbutt you? Die now.
no, like I don't know, like just me das,
Sheesh.
yeah, do something, sacrifice me.
Nah,
Te doy
sácate.
permiso.
All right, so moving along from all this gory stuff, situations that we're speaking about.
It's life.
Y no se paniquen, por favor. Don't start going to an airplane thinking about this situation. Like that wasn't the purpose of this little conversation we were having.
Now that we're talking about it, we're gonna see it pop up on our socials.
Yeah, very true. But moving on, from Karol G, and I saw this video.
Mhm.
Sorry?
And I was gonna say from survival mode.
Yeah, from Karol G from Survival Mode, but a Grammy winner. I believe this little girl is gonna become that here pretty soon.
A successful woman.
Successful woman on the singing or playing.
Mhm.
And this video just came across from, I think it was Instagram.
Mhm.
Her name is Zoe.
Zoe. I like that name.
So her dad started singing to her when she was in the womb. Some notes, the musical notes. I'm not too sure. Again, I did study a little bit of music back in middle school, but ahorita ya no me acuerdo.
Right.
But the musical notes that he was singing to her was C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And he would technically, you know, when you're studying, the note does make a significant or not significant, but it does make a actual sound, right? I mean, no me quiero hacer aquí el payaso.
No,
C, D, E, you know, but like that, basically.
So he would actually like sing it, like those notes. Okay.
The notes. So eventually now she's 7 and she has an ear to be able to pick up these notes.
Dang.
And she's able to pick up the notes. Let's say I'm technically right now they're playing the piano. So I don't know if those are the notes for piano only.
Yeah.
So he can play like, I believe 4 to 6 notes at a time. And she's able to tell them all the notes that he played at the time.
Oh,
okay. So that's one thing. The other thing is that he's able to play a song for her, like, you know, any song. And she's able to, just by listening to it for a certain time, let's say this time they show 4 minutes, she was able to pick up the song, able to play the whole song.
Wow.
In 4 minutes. So the reason why I'm saying this is like, that's, you know, I think we've heard that reading to our children and the womb makes a difference. And this really shows that, hey, if he did this and she's able to have this ear, like it technically works. And that should be a great tip.
Yeah. No, it does. And I've seen that yes, I've seen the whole reading thing, but something that I saw too is that like I guess 10 weeks before the baby's going to be born, like if it's still, 10 weeks before the baby's going to be born, they're able to start picking up like, I guess maybe like the mother's, I guess like the mother's voice or tone and language. So like it's when they're born, they're able to recognize like who their mom is or pretty much whoever's talking to them. So there you go.
Well, not just their mom, now their dad too.
Yeah.
If he's showing that. But I think like también the other way is that they're able to like start tasting like the food, right?
Oh, yeah?
Like stuff that you never heard that? Like
no.
cuando están comiendo la mom, like the baby actually starts tasting the food as well.
Yeah. No, I heard that that the baby cry, like the baby's able to cry. They're able to like open their eyes, I guess, sometimes.
Like, let me out now también. Started kicking and punching.
¿Cómo?
Start kicking and punching.
Yeah. And then también that they have hair, like they can have a full head full of hair. But that's already
more
like,
than that.
And more than that. But I mean, going back to the thing, but yeah, no, I think I feel like it's really important to like start reading to them, talking to them.
Colors, numbers.
I mean, anything that, you know, that you can get into, pretty much get in that, those 10 weeks, those last 10 weeks, because they're like, you know, they're already starting to absorbing. Yeah. They're already absorbing all of these things that you're teaching them.
Yeah. And, you know, I will pull up the video for you guys to see basically like, she's from the womb and they show like different clips when she was a little more little baby and you know the way that he's speaking to her and she's like, no, that's not that, no, it's this, no. And I don't know if you're sure, but like, you know, there's C, like C sharp, we call it C sharp.
C sharp. I've heard that before.
Correct. So she's even able to pick up that type of note as well. So you're talking about like she knows her notes very well.
She has an ear for music.
She has a very, very good ear for music.
That's crazy. I wonder if Lupita did anything like that for Lupi, because like she mentioned in the video, what video was it? How to raise a high achiever or overachiever. My niece, she can like my sister said it in the video. She can literally pick anything up and she will like she ¿Cómo se dice? Yeah, she can just pick it up and she would make it happen. Like she would
Mhm.
learn whatever it is that she's doing. She's done so many things that I've already mentioned. So
Mhm.
check out that video. It's really good. Oh, well, right now
Damn.
that we're talking about it, sorry, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say, like, yeah, that is very true, but this is already when she was born, not when she was in
Mhm.
the womb. Ahí que haciendo sus exercise in the womb, I'm thinking.
Maybe. I
Calm
think she was
down.
already doing like somersaults. She
Oh,
was already
yeah.
flying an airplane, driving a car. She was
Mhm.
probably doing all of these things while she was already in the womb. So she
Sácate.
got her pilot license as soon as she came out of the womb. She was like,
Mhm.
no, but yeah, that's freaking crazy. But I would like to do that. And I've heard about that like a really long time ago where like if you read to your kids, like
Mhm.
they start picking up on those words. Pues ya que andamos in the topic of the baby and pregnancy, something that just irks me, that grinds my gears, is when people have negative reactions to gender reveals. Have you
Mm.
seen any of those videos?
Yeah, I've come across them.
Yeah. I just think like it's so freaking rude. Like, how are you going to be like people like they throw tantrums, a whole adult throwing a tantrum.
Rude to who?
Rude?
Yeah.
Rude to the baby.
Damn, they can
Rude
see
to the
it.
baby, rude to everybody else. Like se ve bien feo. Like, how are you going to be so disappointed that you didn't get what you wanted? Like, ¿qué le espera al baby?
Pues no sé. That's her dad or her mom. That's them to worry about it.
Ya están, they're already learning that behavior. The baby's already
He has
learning that
X-rays to
behavior.
be able to see them.
I don't know, but yeah, I feel like the baby's already going to be learning. Like, and then también, like, I feel like they're already, I feel like the babies can feel probably, that's so sad. So shame on you if you get a negative reaction.
Damn, for the baby? No,
Yeah.
shame on the
No, shame on the dad
parents.
or the parents or the dad or the mom.
Margarita,
The
cálmate.
parents. But I've seen a lot of videos where the guys have, negative reactions to it. So they're literally throwing a tantrum. They
And
get
then the
all
one
upset.
that basically it happened.
Yeah.
Well, not technically, but they're
Yeah.
basically the suppliers, right?
Mhm.
For a girl
The
or a boy.
donors.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just wanted to, ¿cómo se dice? Quería rayárselas. Whoever has a negative reaction. Like, just be happy with what you have. Yeah, siempre te preguntan, oh, do you want a boy or a girl? Que sea lo que sea, as long as the baby's healthy. But
that's our
I want
mentality,
a girl, I want a
though.
boy.
That's our mentality. Again, you cannot blame somebody for wanting something,
No,
one
that's
type
fine.
of gender.
Mhm.
Like, maybe we're taking it too much of viewing,
Of context?
context,
No.
just because it's just that moment,
Mhm.
it's a gender reveal.
Yeah. No, like it's fine. Like I was saying, like you can say, oh, like I want a boy or I want a girl. Pero then like it should be like no matter what I get, like you just be happy about it. Not throw a whole freaking tantrum and qué vergüenza. Like,
But then so just eliminate gender reveals. Make it
Not-
like back in the day, cuando lo que saliera, and you would just pick those colors, like those baby blues, those amarillos, for it can go
Yeah.
with a boy or a girl.
Well, that's the thing. Like, no matter what, like even when the baby comes out, like they can probably still react the same way.
Yeah, pero se les va a
It's still
olvidar.
revealing the gender.
Pero se les va a olvidar.
Yeah, pues ya andando en el momento, huh? True that.
I think we're just seeing it too much of because it's the gender reveal.
Hopefully.
I could be wrong,
You scared me on that when you say hopefully.
Well, yeah, hopefully. I mean, hopefully they become great parents to this child.
Yes. Hopefully, yeah, that's right. Even after that whole reaction, hopefully they're able to provide. But I mean, with that whole attitude that they show, I don't know.
Yeah. A good tip that I saw as well, this week. I don't know why these videos of babies and wombs and children are coming up on my feed. But
baby fever.
no, I don't have baby fever. It's just coming up.
You probably thought about it and then you saw it.
No, I didn't think about it.
Has that ever happened? Sorry, before you go to it, has that ever happened to you where like, how like if you talk about something and then you see it on your phone?
Yeah, we said it before.
Yes, but have you ever thought about something and then you see it on your phone?
Not really in my phone, but just in reality.
In reality?
No,
okay.
You already know I can do that.
No, but it's happened to me before. I can't remember. It just happened not so long ago too, where like I was thinking about something and the next thing you know, like, oh, it actually happened today.
Because you got the Neuralink connected to your phone.
I know, it's connected to my phone for real. Oh, the Neuralink.
Mhm.
No, but seriously, like I thought about something and I was looking at, I was on TikTok.
Ándale.
I was on TikTok. I'm like, TikTok. I was on TikTok y me salió algo and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, that's
Mhm.
funny. I just talked about that. But then I'm just like, wait, I thought about it. Why am I seeing it on here?
Mhm.
But yeah.
Well, every time you put your phone close to your ears, just taking anything your brain is thinking about.
Like a Dementor from Harry
Mhm.
Potter. It's like
Scanning it.
sucking everything out of me.
Mhm. Yes, ma'am. But yeah, the tip that I was going for, that I was gonna try and explain, is that somebody was saying that this is something we shouldn't be doing to making sure that our children are able to grow with confidence. And
Do tell.
it's very true, because what is the first thing that when you go to a interview they ask you? Tell us something about
Tell us
yourself,
something.
or tell us in this situation, right?
PTSD.
Right? Like that's the way they kind of get us, because like you're like, damn, I never really thought about it that way.
Yeah.
We're always trying to think about it more of like, oh, this is kind of what somebody told me, but that's like an external thing already,
Mhm.
like because you're in the situation. So that's what he was explaining. Like if your kid comes up to you and shows you, let's say, a picture, right?
Okay.
Even though se parece como scriptures or scribble scrabble,
Uh-huh.
what's the first thing we usually say to them?
Aww.
It's good.
It's good.
Beautiful.
Uh-huh.
But he's saying not to do that, because at that way, you're basically having them to have a reaction, an external point of you.
Okay. So giving them the reality of it.
Yes. And the way to really ask it is by, what did you think about your picture?
Love.
Tell me a little bit about your picture, because now they're thinking about it from the internal point of themselves, to be like, oh, well, I like this from my picture. Oh, this means this. And then, come about it, talk about it with them and say like, oh yeah, I like that too. But they're not going to be looking for an external reaction anymore. Almost as that question, like, tell me, how would you, do it in this situation? We don't really know that, because honestly, I think this is something that every parent really does.
Yeah.
We just give an external feeling instead of doing the opposite. You tell me a little bit more about it.
No, I really love that, because it's so, I mean, I don't know if it's more like, because we probably think that we're doing we're doing justice by being like, oh my gosh, we're encouraging them because we're like, wow, you did a really great job. But you're having them like, why is it so great? Like, why are you even bringing this to me?
Right. Yeah. You're not reaffirming the situation. Like, you're both of you are not being honest about it.
Yeah. You're not being honest about it. So maybe next time they next time they try to bring you something, they're going to try to.
I worked on this, from my last picture, I try to focus on this. Or they would just do that automatically. Like, oh, like now you see, let's say my tree is much better now, right? Or, we used to do a lot of figure sticks. Now they actually make a whole body instead of stick figures.
Nice. Where'd you see this? I'm like, I want to look more into it.
This was Instagram.
On Instagram? And I mean, along with that, I feel like by telling them that, you're not just, I feel like if you tell them, oh, it looks great. And you always tell them, oh, it looks great. They're going to grow up feeling and thinking that, oh, I'm a great person. But what makes you great? You know what I mean? Like, what is it that's so great about you?
Yeah.
Like, define what great is? Going back to, the whole tell me about yourself.
Like, they're not waiting for an external reaction anymore.
Yeah.
It's more of like they really feel that about themselves.
Yeah. And it'll help them identify that. But because going back to the whole interview thing, like when they ask you, I feel like that's one of the hardest questions for me. And then tell me your strengths and your weaknesses. It's so easy for me to point out my weaknesses, but to point out and talk about my strengths, I'm like, oh dang, what are my strengths?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's really good. And then, something as simple as a picture, you can help them start developing, what are their strengths and what's
Mm-hmm.
something that they can work on and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. What's another thing that you can think of, like aside from a picture, what's something else that you can, help your child build their confidence?
Aside from a picture,
Mm-hmm. Like what's something that you can think of
hmm.
that like maybe sports, you've talked about sports before, right? So it can be like the same thing how they're like, "Oh, you know what? Don't worry about that. You did great." I've heard that before, and I've done that before too.
Mm.
Like, "You know what? Don't worry about that. You did great."
Well, I mean, I can see that. It's just a little harder for me to really explain because
Mhm.
I'm more of a vision on that. Like
Mhm.
I'm able to have an IQ, like you did this, instead do this, kind of
Mhm.
almost like a coach. So it's really hard for me to explain to you right now. But
Yeah.
if I'm there at the moment, I'm pretty sure I'm able to explain it to them. Like, look, instead of this, do this or try this,
Mhm.
and not always be like, oh, that was good. Yes, tell them that was good, but still give them another tip.
Yeah.
And it's on top of that, like,
Mhm.
oh, that was great that you did that, but let's do this instead.
Yeah. Or well, I mean, if they're already doing it great, then why are we going to change it?
Because there's always to improve yourself. You're improving yourself on that certain area,
Mhm.
um, situation you're in.
Okay.
You get me? So it's
Mhm.
not like it's like yeah, you can shoot the ball over somebody, but what if you can able to move to the right? What if you're able to move that person out of balance and you
Mhm.
have a way more of a free shot?
Or what is it? They do like this move where like they do like a whole 360 or like
Hmm.
180
Like a
and they
pivot,
swivel. Yeah.
you're pivoting. So
Yeah.
again,
Pivot. I was like
so there
swivel,
you go.
pivot.
There you go. It's something like that. Yes, it's good, but make it better.
Yeah.
Improve yourself.
Yeah. And then another example, like my niece, she's trying to get her driver's permit. Yeah, because you
Hmm.
can't get your driver's license yet. She's trying to get her permit. And she went to go take her test. Of course, she was very confident. She had studied. I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure she, because she's, again, she's very determined. She
Hmm.
wants to make sure that she's always accomplishing things.
Hmm.
So she went to go take the test. She didn't pass it, and she was very upset. She was very, very upset. My sister sent us a picture, and she just looked really upset. I hope
Hmm.
she doesn't watch this. I don't know if she does, she wants me to know, but I'll check with her. And then she as soon as she sent me that picture, I was like, oh heck no, like I'm gonna like I want to like pump her up. And then I was like, hey, I can't remember what I told her, but she was just being very negative, talking
Hmm.
down about herself. I was like, no, like I can't remember what I said, but I was pretty much just encourage her, like, hey, you
Hmm.
know what, you didn't make it, but what can you do better next? Can't remember what I said. Like, what have you done better? Don't just don't fixate yourself on this one situation. Like you're gonna get out of it. But she's like, oh well, I just want to go, go do my homework or do something else. I can't remember what it was.
Hmm.
But I was just trying to ask her questions like, okay, what can you do better next time? Or
Hmm.
just asking her rather than me telling her, you know
Hmm.
what, you can do this better. You're awesome. And I was just reminding her that, I mean, like you're amazing.
Hmm.
Look at all these other things that you have done. So, maybe that's just another way to
But
do
she
so.
wanted like some time for herself,
Yeah, she wanted time for
almost.
herself.
And I
Eh,
see that too because I
mhm.
see that people are able to just reflect on
Yes.
their own selves and pick up wherever they left
Mhm.
off. So don't take it wrong if you feel like,
No.
oh, she wasn't really having it, like listening to me.
Mhm.
But as you mentioned, she's a person that's able to just pick up anything.
Mhm.
So I think she just felt more of that, like, oh, like, what can I do better?
Mhm.
Or you're just trying to put thoughts in your mind. It's kind of hard to explain because I
Yeah.
do it too.
Mhm.
Like I
Yeah.
just need my moment. Like
Mhm.
don't say anything. Don't bug me. Just I know you're gonna see me some type of way, but I'll get over it. I'll be able to
Yes.
come with a conclusion and go
Mhm.
through it.
Yeah. So, ay,
Whoa.
wait. No, but yeah, when she told me, she was like, you know what, I just want to go do this. I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, but you know what? Okay, that's totally fine. But just remember this and that. Just telling her like, you're great. and that, she knows somebody believes in her. But, like you're right. She probably just needed that time. That's why, I took a step back, take your time. She'll probably pass it again. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Dang. Well, actually, I don't know if, the whole laws have changed, but yes, she could get her license at 16. There's only there's a curfew about it. That's all. I don't know if anymore it's like that, but see.
Órale. Okay. But yeah, is that our last one? Nos vamos topic? Was that our last one? Nos vamos topic? Or do you have something else?
No, that was the last one. Nos vamos topic.
I like that one.
Yeah. So that was something that I saw and I was like, that's very good for anything, for children or for an adult.
Yeah.
That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah.
And next time when you're trying to get an interview or you have an interview, just think about that,
Yeah.
I'm saying anybody could think about it.
Yeah. And I think what I find it hard is just putting it in words, right? Like, so I know I do my job really well. I do it really, really well. Anything that I do, I make sure that, I'm not slacking off or anything. So something that helped me was that I just looked up, I Googled, what are common strengths and weaknesses for like this position. And I was like, oh, okay, I know I do that. I do that. Oh, I need to work on that. So that's something that helped me out.
A very great tip there.
Yep.
Nice. Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for clicking on this video.
Yes, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe
here in the wonderful world of YouTube.
Woo.
If not, you can go ahead and find us at Spotify and iTunes Music.
Yes, sir. And then we shall catch you guys on the next one.
See you guys next week.
Bye.